evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am.
I want to express myself by saying that something is really spreading and spreading so fast. What will I say?
Spread like wildfire.
Yeah, it's spreading like wildfire.
Wildfire.
Can you give me an example of something that spreads like wildfire other than fire?
Other than fire, we are talking about someone behind their back, and that person goes and tell them, and we tell them don't tell to anybody, but yeah, still that person told to everybody like it's spread like fire to in office or
Yes,
in a colleagues also.
yes, exactly. So that's called gossip.
Gossiping.
Yeah, gossip. Gossip can spread like wildfire. And I
Fire.
think the easiest way to spread it is by telling someone, don't tell anybody. Because that's like showing, the red flag to a bull. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just saying, don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody. Rest assured that the whole world will know about it.
About it
Yes.
after that.
Yes, exactly. All right. So, yeah, you got spread like wildfire wonderfully. And another one that we can say is that if I want to say that my fate, I don't believe in fate, I don't believe in destiny. I feel that I am the master of my own destiny. Therefore, it is all in.
Muscular destiny
That's it. It's
in
all
my
in.
hands.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. This is just a way of expressing. If there is somebody who says, like, I don't believe in luck and chance and fate and destiny. I feel that I am the maker of my own destiny.
Destiny.
Therefore, I will say that it is in my own hands.
Hand.
Yeah. So, couple of things that are in my hands. Okay. Anything? Now, I don't mean literally. Do you get literal?
Literal.
Figurative. Okay. Literal will be like if I say, what is in my hand?
Pencil.
Yeah. Okay. So that's literal. A pencil is in my hand. Okay. But I'm not talking about literal. I'm talking about figurative. They don't take the exact meanings. All right. But it's meant in a, you can say in an, it's creating an image in your mind. All right. You can't really see luck in your hands. You can't really see fate in your hands. Okay. So it's used like that. So anything you feel that is in your hands.
Uh, after completing this course,
Mhm.
I'm definitely I'm going to speak a better English than earlier.
Very good. So you're saying that's, and is that in your
Yeah,
hands?
yeah, that is in my hand.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and this, in fact, I reiterate, I repeat with every student that as a trainer, as a teacher, we can guide you. Okay, we facilitate learning.
Facilitate, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we show you the right path. We probably make corrections in errors. All right, but it is just this much time.
Yeah,
Eventually, it depends upon how motivated you are, okay, and how much you practice. Because
yes,
that's
sir.
language learning is nothing but that. Motivation, what is making you learn the language? Is it because you want a better job? Are you moving to another country? Some people are marrying somebody who has to speak the language. Okay, so all these what is your motivation factor? All right,
Yeah,
these are things that motivate. So motivation is highly important. The teacher can provide motivation, but only for little time.
yeah,
Yes, after that you're by yourself. So if you're going to stop, then your language learning doesn't happen. All right, and practice, practice, practice all the time, whichever opportunity you get. So yes, definitely it's going to be in your hands. All right. Yes, excellent. So you got that right, in your hands. Right, let's talk about something interesting again today. So we are going to talk about culture.
culture.
Yeah. Okay. And that is one topic that has so much to cover. Yes. Yeah, particularly if you're talking about, I think not just our country, though our country has very varied culture because we are such a diverse country, right? But generally, even the world, if you look at it, it's so interesting. Does it interest you?
Sorry, I didn't get it, ma'am.
Does culture interest you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. And does not just Indian culture, but even cultures from other countries, does that interest
Countries.
you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what do you find? Okay, so let's just start off straight away. So, um, what do you think defines culture? What is culture? If we were to describe, what is culture? We say this is part of Indian culture. This is part of, say, Japanese culture. What is culture? What is the word? It doesn't have to be, like I said, always not no scientific definition. What do you think? When I say culture, what words come to mind?
Uh, the culture means the food, their heritage, their monuments, their temples,
Okay.
and uh, their like clothing.
Okay, very good. Yes.
Like
So you said like it's a combination of, maybe their cuisine, their
cuisines.
monuments, their clothing, all right. I think perhaps even some traditions, right? Customs and traditions that they follow, some things that they follow. Yeah, I guess, yes, that would be culture, right? So, coming to Indian culture, are there some things that are very interesting about our culture?
Our Indian culture is the most oldest culture in all over the world, and that's why it is very interesting. And it has many segments also. Like there are many kind of Vedas, and many kind of books which which is read by the outside people also, like who are very famous.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, and because of our India, like many other countries, are also following at that path.
Okay, on that path.
That path.
You're like, oh my God, Smita ma'am and the on and at. Yes? Which is on, which is at. Okay.
Right.
Now, path, yeah, path because you're actually on it.
On it. Okay.
On the road, on the path, because you're actually on it. Yeah. So that's why, all right. Yeah, on the path, all right. So on that path, on maybe a spiritual path. Yeah. So what you're saying is that a very important and interesting part of Indian culture is that it's so ancient, and it has a lot of wisdom with its, as part of its, what it has passed on through the years in the form of texts, in the form of philosophies of life, and that a lot of people who are not even Indian find very fascinating. Yes, I think a lot of people think of India as, a very spiritual place, a place where you get, some sort of grounding, spiritual strength. Yeah, so that is something unique, right? Um, let's also think about the others, right? The other cultures. So, do you know much about or anything about any culture? It can just
No.
be something small, all right? Because you remember what you said, what culture is. Culture is a combination of so many things. Yeah. To give you a small example, even the little rangoli that we make
Hmm.
on our doorstep is culture.
It's culture. Okay.
Yes, it's part of our culture. Okay, so anything like that. Have you ever seen something, maybe even in a movie, and I said, I think this is part of their culture. This is what they do in their land. Anything has ever struck you? It can be about
Uh,
Japan. You love
Jap-
Japan. Yeah.
like the way they pray to their gods, and the way they sit to do meditation and all,
Yes.
and their dresses, like they wear kimono, and
Yes.
also like, might be not might be like that is their culture.
Yes, yes, very true. So, how about have you? I have never really seen it in real life, but only in movies and maybe on some Discovery channels. The tea ceremony, isn't that part of Japanese culture?
Yeah, I really forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah,
That
that's like
ceremony.
very, very, very beautiful and very interesting and long, procedure where they very gracefully serve tea, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's a part of their culture. A very interesting thing, right? So yeah, uh, I think studying different cultures is quite fascinating because you realize everybody has their own, beliefs about certain things, right? Okay, moving ahead. All right, this is an interesting question. So, when you speak about Indian culture, Behavior is also part of Indian culture, right?
Yes.
It's somebody like in India, it's quite normal to greet somebody like this.
Namaste.
It's understood. Yes, it's understood, and it's a normal way of greeting. It's part of our culture, right? Now, in India, is it considered polite to ask somebody or to be very straightforward and direct with somebody? Or do people prefer to be diplomatic and, ask questions in a roundabout way?
No, I don't think so. Like India is of like in Indian culture, like people ask on the face, like namaste and all, like whatever they want. There are
Yeah.
some kind of people so who find like unsophisticated to ask something, but yeah, in the most of the parts of our country, like people naturally like greet anyone like namaste and all. Like they
Hmm.
don't think about it, what the people is gonna think about it and all. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go with
No,
the
I'm
first
not
one.
just talking about greeting, all right? I'm like greeting, yes, greeting is common. Everybody will say namaste, hello, whatever, in whichever way, in whichever language, all right? That's also fine. No, I'm talking about questions or, generally talking. Is it considered polite in Indian culture? This is again just your opinion, all right? And your experiences, because of course our opinions are based on our experiences. What have we seen in our lives, right? So have you what have you noted? Have you noted that people are okay with being direct and straightforward, or people prefer it if we don't like directly ask things, we are supposed to, in a very roundabout way, or maybe there's something, no, we don't ask, it's not correct, it's impolite, all right? What's your take on that?
No, people ask in direct way. I
Hmm.
see the states, the many states I've traveled, the many cities. So I've seen the like people ask in a direct way, whatever they want to ask. If they get lost or something, but still they ask in a direct way, not they
Yeah.
ask in other way, like a round way.
In a roundabout. It's quite, I think most Indians are quite direct. Sometimes even about your own life, all right? They'll ask you pretty direct questions. You may not be comfortable, but yes, you do get faced with quite a direct questions. Yes. So yeah, it's not, I don't think it's considered impolite. Yeah. All right. Let's move forward. Do something surprise you about other cultures? Like maybe you've seen something and um, maybe a cereal, maybe anything. You say, oh my God, really? It's surprising. Now, I'm not saying surprising as in like, very shocking or terrible, but just something that it's a little different. It surprises you. Anything that comes to mind?
Uh, like I will talk about like Japanese culture, like because I'm more into it.
Yeah.
Like there's ceremonies and all their marriages and all. I found it very beautiful and
Yes.
all, and very similar to our Indian culture because it looks like they are also following our gods only in Japan.
Oh, that's really interesting. So interesting. I didn't have any clue about this. Do they have fire in their ceremonies? As part
Uh,
of the ceremonies?
no, not a fire, but kind of like uh, they used
They
to.
go to a temple, I think. It's part of there. They also go to a temple.
Yeah, temple,
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So that's very interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, that would be interesting and a little surprising. That was surprising for me. I've learned something new. Okay. Yes. About Japanese culture today. Okay. All right. If I were to say, Akshay, name three things in our culture that you're very proud of. Any three things.
agriculture, and three. Like our Vedas,
Okay.
about the food,
Okay. Yeah.
the food and the yeah and the people like who are still the ancient the old people like who are still alive and they are spreading the knowledge and spreading the knowledge of our ancient Indian culture in the youth. So
Okay,
yeah.
very nice. Excellent. So you're saying that I am very proud of our ancient scriptures, which are the Vedas. I'm very proud of Indian food. I think, yeah, very, very popular in many places of the world. All right. So, would a youngster actually ask? Why should I spend time on trying to learn and understand my culture when I have so many other things to learn? What would your take be?
My take is on like I'm gonna learn about our culture because I'm born in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I have to know about the history's country, the country of the history and all. What kind of
Mm-hmm.
people were there in past, and what kind of culture is passed on to from their generation to our generation.
Mm-hmm.
And like I will get to know about many kind of things which are kind of im- uh, useful to me in
Okay,
many
very
ways.
nice. All right, very nice. You're saying your choice personally would be no, I would like to spend time even understanding and learning our culture because I belong to this land and therefore it's important for me to understand it. So we will stop here for today. The weekend awaits you and I will see you on Monday. Have a lovely weekend. See you
Yeah,
on
you too.
Monday.
See you on
Bye
Monday, ma'am.
bye.
See ya.